Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Trev back again with some MMA news for you. Recently announced very cool news that Fedor Emelianenko will be returning to Strikeforce in July 2011. So Scott Coker said yesterday that Fedor is going to be fighting in July. He's going to be fighting for the reserve bout for the alternates of the Heavyweight Grand Prix in case any of the guys in the Grand Prix get hurt later on. One of the alternates can step in. So he will be an alternate, assuming he wins this fight in July. And it's kind of funny, the UFC, Zuffa, just purchased Strikeforce, not a couple weeks ago. And already Scott Coker has said that Fedor has, is quote-unquote, is going to have to perform in July. So, that essentially sounds like, it's funny. I mean, they just got purchased, and now they're talking about possibly cutting Fedor. So, Zuffa's got control of Strikeforce, and they may end Fedor's career. Like, oh man, this is crazy. I think personally that, I don't know, Dana White and the Fertita brothers, they do not like M1 Global, and they do not like Fedor. Dana White said a million times that Fedor is a person. He doesn't really care. He thinks that Fedor will fight anybody. It's his management, yada, yada, yada. Well, regardless of whether or not he hates Fedor or Fedor's management, obviously, them just purchasing, Strikeforce a little while ago and these things coming from Scott Coker, if Zuffa didn't buy Strikeforce, does anybody think that they would be threatening to not directly, like that he hasn't directly said it, but he's going to have to perform. That's kind of threatening his his place in Strikeforce. I mean, if he loses this next fight, could they cut him? I mean, literally, we may see Fedor Emelianenko cut from Strikeforce. This is just crazy. If he loses this fight, he may be cut from Strikeforce. I mean, it's just it's surreal to even hear. But you get Zuffa involved, and they now own Strikeforce, and this could be bad for Fedor. I mean, this could be the end of his career right here. If they throw a really tough opponent at him, and he has not improved after that Bigfoot loss, we might see the end of him in Strikeforce, and they may. I mean, his name at this point right now, a lot of people are questioning if he was really that good, but this right here could be the final nail in the coffin. If they give him a really tough opponent and he loses, and then he gets cut from Strikeforce, that's going to hurt his legacy for sure, no doubt about it. I personally feel like his legacy, should be respected by everybody, and he should be thought of as pretty much the best mixed martial artist so far in the short history of mixed martial arts. But we could see that change, because most people have already started to change with regards to that. I mean, you've seen right away after he lost to Silva, everybody screaming he's not that good. He was never that good. Yada yada yada. He was that good. He was that good in his time. Things are changing. MMA is growing so fast and evolving so fast that these newer fighters are just, they're awesome, man. And the older fighters can't keep up with them anymore. But yeah, I mean, they may force Fedor out. They may force him out. Now the opponent for July, we don't know who it's going to be. But Scott Coker says he will return in July. There's no doubt about it. So we don't know exactly who he's going to fight at this point, but it will be for an alternate spot in the tournament. So I put together a likely list of who it could be, who he could be fighting in the heavyweight tournament. Well, not in the tournament, but in the alternates for the tournament. And the three guys that I think personally are most likely are number one, I think, would be Shane Del Rosario. That guy is an up-and-comer who is undefeated. He has had, I think it's somewhere around 16 fights or so, maybe actually 12 or 16, I forget exactly. I'm not going to look it up. Shane Del Rosario could be an opponent in July. The other opponent could be Chad Griggs or Valentijn Overeem. I really think that those three are the most likely. Of course, I'm just, at this point, nothing's been announced. The opponent has not even been chosen, so there could be a lot of things that affect, who is chosen to fight Fedor. But I really think that these three are the most likely. Now, if they choose someone like Shane Del Rosario, that could be bad. I think that for Fedor, I think the best way to go would be Valentijn Overeem or Chad Griggs. If they choose Shane Del Rosario, it could be really bad. Shane Del Rosario is really good. He's one of those new generation MMA fighters, well-rounded, really good in all facets of mixed martial arts. A very good, true heavyweight mixed martial artist. So I guess we'll see what happens here, guys. I just want to let you know, Fedor is going to be back in July. He's not retiring yet. However, we could see, if he doesn't retire, we could see Zuffa and now owning Strikeforce. So Strikeforce of Zuffa possibly force Fedor out. I just want to let you guys know. See ya.